and welcome to The Natural Way. I'm Dr. Nathan and it's Wednesday. It's time for show and tell. It's time to share some knowledge and some inspirations. It just a number of things to help to change some of the atmosphere that's going on in our world. Things been in a mess for some time now, and there are those who want to keep it going. They want to do it even more than it's already being done. But as I would always say, fear not, for God is still in charge of the world. So that's what we need to focus on, how we can survive all of this Holocaust and all this stuff that are coming at us. Fear, people are in fear of this, in fear of that, and even now with I just heard some information on this Super Bowl that if you get your shots and all of this stuff, you can get in free or something, whatever. I mean, it's like, what is going on here? This is just this is something that needs to go away and go away quickly. It's been around way too long, scaring too many people and creating a lot of havoc on people and doing things to children. This is just not the way God intended it. But man has run amok with this whole situation. So welcome to the program. It's Wednesday morning. At Wednesday morning, we sit down in front of the TV here and other machine, and we talk. We share a lot that we are hearing. We also talk about what we are doing to help this whole situation go the right way instead of the wrong way. There's so many people that are fearful and doing things that are harming them more so than anything else. And also we have a lot of folks that are really locked in on pharmaceuticals, so they don't have much knowledge of natural medicines. And natural medicines have been around much longer than any of these other things. But we have to live and learn. We have to open up our minds and our eyes and open up some books, get some education, some education. Education is the key to a lot of things. But if we remain ignorant, then a lot of things will also come at you, but it's not what you really want. So we want to assist all the people that we can in getting their lives back in order. It's been quite a while now since things have been just somewhat normalcy, what we might call normalcy, and not that it was it was any say a major amount of that. There's always been something going on, but it wasn't exactly like it is now. I can remember when people used to get the flu, they'd get chicken pox, they'd get a host of things, measles, and it's amazing. It's amazing how everything has changed. Now, no one gets any of those things. All they get now is COVID, 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 on and on and on. This one thing has taken over everything. Nothing else is talked about, even mentioned. So, what a miracle, huh? Yeah, right. So today is a day that that I want to spend some time talking about how you can help yourself to keep yourself in proper health, because that is really what's going to be the best thing for all people, all of God's people. And if you put the right things in your body and the right ideas into your mind, and study to show yourself approved of all of this, things can happen in a better way for you. But if fear is your major companion or constant companion, then you have a problem, a major problem, because fear does a lot of bad things to you. It doesn't do a lot of good ones. It does a lot of bad things. It has people doing things that they normally wouldn't do, but because of how things have been thrown at them or shoved at them or poked at them or however, we have a lot of fear. We have families going against each other because one believes I'm not going to do all of this stuff. I'm not having all this stuff put into my body, and others are doing it, and it's, there's actually anger between families. I mean, this is, how can we just let someone just take over and have us fighting each other? It doesn't make any sense. But if we allow these things to happen, they happen. All you have to do is open the door. Open the door and let it in, instead of, being, cognizant of what's happening, and make sure you listen to all the right programs. A lot of good doctors out there trying to tell you the truth, or they can't get on the TV. The TV has been taken over. The media has been taken over by the people who are running this game. So you're not going to hear anything from them other than you need your 5 more boosters, and you need this, you need that, you need that. Bobby Kennedy's book is still out there, still read. It still had more people can get it and read and get some knowledge, because if not, if we just remain to stay ignorant, then things are going to get worse. Ignorance is not bliss. It's not bliss. It's just ignorant. And we are. It's amazing how we hang on to the wrong things or the wrong people, or we believe things that we hear from others that we deem to be an authority figure, because we haven't taken the time to learn it ourselves and figure out some things on our own. If you have a brain and it works, you have this much right to investigate, read, study, so you can find out the truth. Like I say, that people used to get measles, mumps, chicken pox, all those things, whooping cough. I mean, but wow, what an amazing. We don't have any of that anymore. All we got is COVID. COVID what? It's amazing. It's simply amazing. And so anyway, life goes on, and we will go on. My prayer is that people will start to really open up their minds and their hearts, and stop just being, being hoodwinked by everything that comes down the pike, because there are those who are willing to feed you all the BS that you can handle if you are gullible enough to swallow it all. There's a balm in Gilead to heal the sin sick, physically sick, all type of sick souls. And that's where we should be seeking God's medicine, things that come from the ground, from the earth, and hasn't been played with and poisoned and everything changed to where now it's not a positive thing for your body. There are still some things that you can get that haven't been you know, have everything added to it to you don't want. So seek and you shall find. Ask, seek, and knock. ASK, ask, seek, and knock, and the door will be open to you. But if you are not of a mindset to, you know, look for yourself, turn that rock over and see what's under it. Or open that book and see what it has to say. Listen to that tape that, you know, that's mostly where the doctors who are telling you the truth now, that's where most of them are, on the internet or places like that, because why? The news media blocks them out. They don't want you to know the truth. They want you to listen to what they are shoving to you, and that's what you're supposed. And a lot of people are biting on that. It's like a big guppy. Just here come the hook, and it's, you know, it has harmed a lot of people, and if it continues down this road, it's gonna harm a lot more. So we need to start to open up our minds better. Just clean the cobwebs out. Get a lot of positive things with inside, so that you can have a better quality of life. You will understand why things are as they are, instead of just going along with the okie doke. Have no fear. Fear, fear is a downer, a real downer, because it affects your immune system. Your immune system needs to be strong, especially at times like this, so you can keep your body strong. But if you're you know, you're all weak and you're giving in to this and giving in to that, and you're fearful, then you're setting yourself up for disaster. So much for that. We really we just have to talk about it, because it's there. It's there, and people are being, you know, people are being harmed. Children are being harmed. And so again, get a hold of Robert Kennedy Jr.'s book. It's a good read. It tells you a lot about the real Dr. Anthony Fauci, and his cohort, Bill Gates. You need to know what these folks' agenda are, and a lot of other people have jumped right in with it. There's a lot of money being pushed around here, palmed around, or whatever, however you want to call it, because of all of these pandemics, all of this stuff that's going on. There's a lot of stuff going on that's not real, and we, the people, have to open up. We have to stop being afraid. You know, fear not, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Say that to yourself a few times a day. If you need to do something to change your mind about all of this stuff that is being thrown at you. Babies now, children, babies being so-called vaccinated for what? I mean, all of a sudden, nothing is going on but COVID-19 or whatever. There's nothing else. There's no flu. There's no measles, no mumps, no whooping cough, no, everything just suddenly just disappeared. Imagine that. Well, a word to the wise should be sufficient. I won't ride this horse to death. I'm going to get off that one and get on another one. We're going to talk about how you can help yourself to get your body back to a safe place. It has to do with detoxing, which means cleansing your system. There are many sick people, and a lot of them are going to the pharmacists, they're going to the hospitals, they're getting surgeries, they're getting this and that and the other. And, you know, God's pharmacy has plant-based things that are grown in a way where they can help you do a lot of these things and avoid putting a lot of these chemicals into your body. But now you have to believe that. You have to somehow get it into your psyche, to get it into your brain, that there's a balm in Gilead to heal the sin sick and the physically sick soul. Now, once you can lock on that and believe it, then you can achieve it. But if you cannot, you will not, because you have not the right attitude. So today is a day in the life of a lot of people. Children are being born, elder peoples are leaving, as some comes in, as others go. But the thing is, we don't need anybody being sent out by putting a lot of false, things into their body. We're jabbing people with all kinds of stuff. And there at least was some time years back when anything that was going to be put into a medication or something, they had to be tested for a bit. Some of these things for years they went through tests with the CDC and all that, and not anymore, because these vaccines are so-called vaccines. I mean, they were out here like right now, and people were lining up, could hardly wait. But that's what happens when you have no knowledge of self and you have no knowledge of what's going on. You hear somebody say something, and if you already got some fear rolling around, then you running to get to it. You want to make sure you get yours. Well, what you need to be getting is some good plant-based nutrition that comes from God's pharmacy, and especially that it hasn't been, polluted with GMOs and stuff like that. Just let it come from the earth and good earthen soil. This is what we started with, but all of it, somewhere down the line, we lost our way. And there are others who took over, and they started finding ways to create stuff for you that, may not be in your best interest, but it's in their interest of making money, and a lot of it. And over the years, I've seen so many people that show up and they have bags of pharmaceuticals, but yet they're looking for help, but they show you what they have been doing and how they've been prescribed certain amounts of stuff. And, it's a lot to swallow, but a lot of folks are. Because, and there are those which they so greatly believe in all of this unnatural stuff, so they don't even want to hear about natural. They don't believe in it. They believe in, as one person said to me, I believe in the doctor's medicine. I said, well, there's a lot of doctors, different kind of doctors, and a lot of them are giving you good stuff. But no, you want the doctor that's, got the pills and I'm going to the hospital and yada, yada, yada. Well, see, if your mindset is like that, then usually that's what most folks are going to do. They believe in that and they do that. And there's a lot of things that go wrong. And if you put in good plant-based materials into your body in a proper manner, at least you don't have those kinds of things that, can just flare up in your face. That's something that won't happen. But there are so many pitfalls with all these others. I've over the 40 plus years that I've been walking this path, I've seen numerous people that showed up with, I mean, some had like shopping bags full of things, and yet they're unhappy and wanted to know how I can get rid of all of this. Well, I can't get rid of it for you. You got a bag full of stuff that you can take, and then all of a sudden you want a miracle. No, you have to work your way back to square one because you're now at square 100. You had so much of the wrong things into your body, you don't even know where to start. Well, it starts with detoxing. It starts with putting things in that helps the body to release things. There's lumps and bumps and different things that can grow in your body when you're putting the wrong things in. So in order to alleviate them, we have to do a reversal. In other words, cleansing, detoxing, purging, however you want to call it. What it means is you are doing some things with the natural products to assist the body in unburdening itself, getting the lumps and the bumps and all these things out so your organs can properly function. And it's working for someone every day. There are many people that follow this plan and they get good results. But there are others who they just don't believe, and they keep going back to the same place. See, if you keep going back to the same mud hole and thinking that it's going to turn to ice cream and cake, then you're going to be fooled for a long period of time because it doesn't work like that. Life begets life. If you put toxins into your body, how do you expect the body to get better? It's not even logical. It makes no sense whatsoever. But it's just that a lot of us that's where we are. We are on the outside looking in when it comes to natural. We don't believe in it. We think it's just a vegetable is they just want to make say some collard greens out of it, and they put it in a pressure cooker and cook it till it's dead, and the life left it a long time back before you got it to where you were eating it. Excuse me. This is what happens when we overdo anything. You overcook your food. It has no nutritional value. It has no energy. And you overdo your life, putting too much garbage in it. You're doing the same thing. You're harming yourself. It's like we have I don't know, I had to say a death wish, but we have something that makes us keep doing the same things over and over and over, again and again and again. And even when you go through a lot of things, and there are people who will start a cleanse and stop right in the middle. Why? Because they just can't stay away from that they were doing. But the body is fearfully and wonderfully made, but it cannot subsist off of garbage. Or I know you calling it one thing, but it's actually garbage because it's toxic. It has no energy. It has no life for you. But it's got taste. I like the way this tastes. Well, taste is not the major issue here. You need to know something about what this is doing for you rather than what it's doing to you. And if we took some time to study about, what am I doing when I'm putting these things in my body? Is this making me better or is it making me worse? And, this will give you a sort of a roadmap on I need to make some changes. Plant-based nutrition can help me to overcome a lot of issues, and yeah, it's not something where you just all of a sudden I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. If you haven't done a little study, put in a little work to understand these plants, because there's a lot of plants out there, a lot of plants, and a lot of them are grown the wrong way, and then some you find that are grown the right way. They're grown without GMOs, and with that, you still need to treat them in a way where you don't destroy them, because if you put too much fire on a vegetable, you just wiped it out. You took away its energy. And that's what the body really needs. The body needs energy. It needs the energy from the things that we consume. And so if what we are consuming has no energy in it, where are we supposed to get it? It's impossible. It's an impossible dream. Because if it has no energy, you won't get any from it. If it has energy and you don't process it properly, you won't get it. But if you do it right, you can get all of that. You can get all that you want from plant-based nutrition, from things from God's pharmacy, and not something that man has concocted and have you, because you like the taste of it. You got so many fast food places around, and then there are those that have good healthy stuff in them, but more people are going to the fast food joints than they are to the others. Well, I don't think it's not necessarily because it's less expensive, because when they start talking about the prices, when you hear the TV commercials about Jack in the Box and this one and McDonald's and all these, they ain't cheap. But a lot of people are showing up there because they don't know any better, and they're not trying to learn better. All they're looking for is something to put in their mouth. And this is why we have a lot of problems in our society, because we don't pay a lot of attention to what we're eating. We just, as long as it tastes good and we can get it in, we do it. And that's a dangerous situation, because your body, when you even if you were going to eat certain things that may not be necessarily good for you, you still need to go through a body wash, and I mean internal, to get some of the stuff that builds up. And see, if you do that, if you periodically have some cleansing, detoxing, things don't get to build up as bad. It's when we go and go and go and go and go and go and go, doing the same dead foods, things that we love, and eventually we start having problems. And then what do? We go to the doctor. And if the doctor is not, holistic, or not a medical doctor who believes in holistic medicine, then all you're going to do is get something else added on to what you already have. This is why it's important to study. Read a book, read several. Join the limbic arc program. There's the limbic arc program, Solex, the Healy. There are a number of things out there that you can get some knowledge from that would point you in the right direction to have what you really would like to have, which is positive health. But as long as we keep showing up at the trough and slopping with the pigs, we're going to get the same thing we've always got. And nothing changes unless we change. So if you want anything in your life to change, first you must change. Well, I'm sick, Dr. Rab. I want to do this, and I want to get rid of this, and I want to. Do you have this for this and this for that? And I just have to tell you, we don't treat diseases. We work with people. We teach them how to heal themselves. That's how that works. If you don't have time, then that's up to you. If you take the time with some good education, guidance, you can overcome. You certainly can. But it has to be a desire. I desire to be healthy. So where do I start? You start at the front. You start cleaning up the body. Send it in some good stuff to bypass and get rid of all of that bad stuff that has been in there so long. You see, God's pharmacy has a lot of stuff in it that can help you to do that. A lot of these plants that are growing out in the wilds and places like that, they have medicinal properties. And instead of, big trucks and tanks and things going out, gas and everything, and GMO and everything, just let the people harvest the natural things with natural fertilizers and that natural things in the ground, so that what they're consuming will not harm them, it will actually help them. See, we don't want to harm our people, we want to help them. We want to teach them how to help themselves, put it like that. You see, you teach a person how to do something and they can feed themselves. But if you continually feeding them, they won't know how to do anything for themselves. So a lesson learned is a lesson that can be with you for a long period of time. And so that's why it's really so important to learn how to eat to live. Learn what foods actually work together in your body. Not everything is just, thrown together and down the hatch. There are some things that you don't do at the same time with others. One of the real serious things that mistakes that a lot of people are making is, excuse me, is by putting, things in their body early in the morning that has to be digested. And some things are very, heavy digestive type things. And they wonder why over a period of time they have problems. They have bowel elimination problems, a host of other problems, acid reflux problems, colon problems, constipation. I mean, a lot of things happen because we put the wrong things together in the body at the same time. Early mornings, we should start off with some good water. And then after that, a while after that, you can make you an excellent smoothie. Get you some good stuff to put into your smoothie. And you're turning it into a liquid, because it does not you don't want to put it in somewhere where it's got to start trying to digest it, because then it's going to interfere with that cycle, which says there will be nothing that has to be, ground up like that in your stomach. When you put these juices and superfoods and things like that, then they're all in a liquid state. You just swish them around in your mouth and swallow, and they have all of the energy that you need. You see, there are a lot of mistakes being made. There's a lot of things that just are not, people aren't focusing on correctly. They don't understand it. That it's not the amount of stuff that you pack into your mouth in the morning. It's the content. What is it? What is it? What is it made of? You got some berries, some leafies, and you got a good blender and some superfood, and you put it in and you turn it into liquid, and then you swish it around in your mouth and swallow some. Put some more in your mouth, swish it around, swallow. You're going to get all the energy that you need, because it's going to work its way up into your conscious mind, and that's when you're going to get the energy released into your brain. But that's how it has to happen, because if you're putting a lot of stuff there that's going to sit in your stomach for the next 2 to 3 hours, and what happened to that waste that was trying to get out, when you first got up in the morning? So you're drinking the water would just help, because the water is not going to stop. It's just going to go through to help moisturize. Your smoothie, liquefied smoothie, is liquid. It's same thing. It's going to go through and discharge it's good stuff, and they go up the limbic system into the subconscious, into the conscious mind, and out into the body. Energy. You're starting off with energy. But there are so many that think that they got to have some bacon and eggs and yada yada, on and on and on. And so that's how they start the day. And it stops right in the stomach and stays there for quite a while. While what's happening to that waste that was trying to get out? It's just sitting. And so it's, there are numerous ways to do this, but a good smoothie with some berries, blueberries, raspberries, those kind of berries, blackberries, and you can put a little piece of pineapple and a good scoop of some good superfood that's loaded with all kinds of nutritious things. But it's all going to be liquefied when you start to, and you're not going to guzzle. You put it on a mouthful, and then you swish it around, let your saliva mix, and then you swallow. That's how you do it. There's nothing hard about that. But if we're in a hurry and we're in a hurry to throw something down our throat, then that's usually what happens. We just in a hurry. I gotta, I got a job. I gotta get to work, make the smoothie and take it with you. See, there's a way to do this if you want to. But if you are one of those people that every morning you got to have bacon and eggs and sausage and toast and whatever, eventually you will have something that you don't want. And it's happening to a lot of people. So we need to learn how to eat to live instead of just live to eat. Yep, there's a balm in Gilead to heal the sin sick and the physically sick soul. So if you are either one of those, seek it out. Learn how to walk the path of righteousness and positive things instead of just, jumping into whatever. Because there are some of us will eat anything as long as it doesn't eat us first. But health is wealth. If you put good stuff in your body, it's going to create good health and you'll have good wealth. But a hard head makes a soft behind, as they say. So if, if you decide to keep eating the same way you have been because you like what you're doing, more power to you. But if you want to learn how to change this environment in your body, then start to put in things that have life in them and you consume them the proper way, the proper times, and stay away from adulterated stuff, stay away from the things that harm you. And you won't have to be showing up at the hospital so often. Or you don't have to be, going to get surgery for this or surgery for that. Learn how to create your own life. Learn how to make it better. Because anyone can do it if they want to. Say you just have to get to it. It can be. It's not the hardest thing to do. But if we are, we've been interlocked into doing what we want to do all this time, and we like this, because there are many people who will start a cleanse and jump right off of it because they want to get right back to that food that they had been eating that caused them to have to want to get the cleanse in the first place. So I would say, I hate to say sacrifice, but yeah, sacrifice some time to spend with you and your body, putting the right things in it so it can get better. And then, once you get better, don't turn right around and go right back to what you were doing. In moderation, maybe you can do some things, but don't just, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to go through a good detox and I know a lot of people have done it. Oh, I feel so good I felt so good after that cleanse, but what happened? Well, no, I don't know. Tell me. Well, I just went back to eating. I wanted this and I wanted that. You see, so we need to learn some discipline. Discipline. If you want to be well, you have to have wellness habits. Otherwise, you're going to have whatever comes with the other. It's not the hardest thing to do. It may be not the easiest thing to do. But what do you want most? Do you want to feel good and have, don't have yourself running in and out of pharmaceutical places all the time because you looking for a miracle in a bottle? I mean, this is what comes from that. There's always going to be something going wrong. And if we don't check ourselves, we'll wreck ourselves. So check yourself before you wreck yourself. And there are, like I said, a lot of people like to eat different things. And it's not that you can't ever have that, but you can't do it all the time. You can't make that your main thing when you're putting in the wrong foods the wrong way. You're asking for trouble. So change some of that and, just tell yourself, I want my health back. So I'm going to do this and I will make it through, even if I have to have God's help, if I got to pray my way through this, I am going to get this done. Because sometimes it's going to take that. It's going to take that kind of attitude where you have to just turn away from all this. They say, turn away from your evil ways and your bad eating habits. Because if you want a better life, you got to have some better habits. There's no two, three ways about it. As long as you keep eating the wrong stuff, you're gonna keep getting problems. It's just the way it is. But if you decide to change, things will change with you. It absolutely will. Because we need energy. We are energy beings. We need energy. If we don't have energy, we don't have life. So we need that. And you're not going to get energy from bad food. You might think, well, I'm full. Yeah, you're full, but you haven't been fed. And if you keep getting full and full and full and full, pretty soon you can be so full so there won't be anything else able to get in there, or everything will be blown up. So watch what you put into your body. Just remember, your body is a temple. It's not a garbage disposal. It's a temple. Yep, it's a temple. Treat it like a temple, and it will give you service for many, many years. Many, many years. But it takes a made-up mind to do this. See, when I was on my way up to this upstairs here to the studio, I stopped at the counter downstairs, and there was a couple orders there for some people. One of them was for a general cleanse, which has 7 products, and the other person, they only wanted one thing, and I forget what that one right now is. It slipped my mind. I think it was one item, and that person just wanted one thing. Now they may already have other things that are helping them clean up the system. Oh yeah, they just wanted a tea, a bag of tea. Yeah, it was purification tea, which is good for helping to flush the bad stuff out of the body. But the other person, they had a 7-part detox called a general detox, which is going to work on the bowel, the liver, the colon, the kidneys, all parts of the body, the stream, the fluids. It helps to clean it. It helps to cleanse the system when they do it right. If they do it the right way, follow the instructions, then they will have what they want. They will get they'll get the detoxing they need. They will see difference, in other words, because we have a lot of people that are detoxing, but mostly for because of certain things they're being diagnosed with, not here, but at some doctor's office or hospital. They get diagnosed with something and they decide, I don't want to go through all that surgery. I don't want to go through all those drugs. So they show up over here where we have natural things. And do I really believe that everybody that gets one finishes it? Well, I already know that doesn't happen to everybody. But there are those who do. They get a program, they follow that program till it's over. And some will even come back for a second run. Then there are others who will do it every 3 months, 4 months, whatever, but at least they do it. Then there are the others that are constantly looking for a fast food place, or they're doing something that should not be done together, and they just keep moving as long as they can. See, that person who periodically does a cleansing process and go through that and get the body cleaned up, that's the better way to go. And so always look toward, the natural, plant-based, natural, healthy, plant-based foods. That is what your body needs, and that's what your body wants. The body wants it, but sometimes the way we go around things, it's like we're not part of the body. We just something that is hijacked it, and we're doing what we want to do. But the life is in the plants. That's why you don't cook them to death, because they won't have anything for you. So do a little steaming, and keep your fire down below 120 or right at that level. Have you a little pot that it's not going to be set up at so high that so you can eat them in the next 5 minutes. You want them in something that will just give you, it's going to heat them up, but you don't want to go over 120 degrees. You want to stay under that number. So have you a good pot that you can measure. It's put if it's one that has a gauge, you do that. If it's one that just has settings on it, you let it, put it at the lowest setting. It's still going to heat up, but it's not going to get so hot that it's going to kill the energy in your food. So this is how we get well and stay well. Or if we're having problems, then it's time for you to do some cleansing. Detox your body. Detoxing means get rid of the waste. See, build it up, get rid of the waste, and the body will heal itself. The body is self-healing, but it can't do it if you're putting all the wrong things in, or if you're putting too much in and leaving it in, and nothing is going out. And you continually, doing things that are wrong, that you shouldn't be doing. That's how we're getting ourselves in trouble. We get something that we like, and we just stick with it, and we keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. No, get a book, read a book. There's several books out there. A lot of books that you can read tell you how to get through life without making yourself sick. Because that's what a lot of us do. We make ourselves sick. We're eating the wrong things. We're thinking the wrong thoughts. We don't detox at all. Think the body is automatic. That all I got to do is just throw something in there and it's gonna fix it. No, Fred, not. If you were putting the right stuff in there, then it would, if your food was totally healthy, then it would be detoxing all the time. It would, you wouldn't have a problem of stuff just building up. But because we want to cheat and we want to do whatever, and whenever we get on and start cleansing, we know we have to spend some time doing it, because if not, next thing you know, something is showing up that you didn't want. So, okay, something is here that I need to get out. So then it's time for me to do another cleanse. Yeah, but cleansing can be something that can go on daily, because if you're putting the right things in your body, you're not putting anything bad in there. So learn how to eat to live instead of live to eat. But for those of you who, are tempting yourself and tempting fate, and you have to, go into the dungeon for a while, it's because you want to eat something bad, then after you do that for a bit, then go and do your cleanse again. That way you can have your fun, and have your cake or your pie or whatever and eat it too. That way you keep yourself from, getting into harm's way, just by having a critique, something that you look at yourself and say, okay, it's time for me to cleanse, because I don't want it just to get ahead of me. And that would be a good way to do it. But make it a habit of cleansing your body, detoxing your body. If you don't know how, there are many places that will, teach you things like that, share with you. We do it here. There are other places all over this country and probably in other countries that know how to, you know, put you on the right road. So we do what we can for those who show up, and you know, we do it because we love people, and it can be, it can create a better life. You know, when you're not walking around sick and having a whole lot of, you know, you know, drugs are for people who won't do anything else. But God's pharmacy is better for you if you a person who can follow the plan. That way you won't need to keep going back and forth, getting pharmaceuticals that are dead-based minerals. They're not food. So today it's been a good day, and there's a lot more to come because I have a lot more to do today. But I just wanted to, you know, we're coming close to the end of our program, so we want to make sure that you heard the things that were said, and now you want to make sure that you follow the right things and make yourself better as you go. Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love, and God bless you, and God loves you, and so do I.
It's all love. It's all love.